Hey, Kevin here. This is the third message I'm putting together as I'm in here in Boulder and doing a lot of thinking. And by the way, I'm just doing the finishing touches on my new book, The Four Forces of Growth. It's coming out really, really soon. And it's about how do you handle turbulent times. And when the turbulence come and you're in the clouds and there's big storms, kind of like we're facing right now, what is it that you need to do in order to stay on course for your growth and keep the business strong or keep the plane in the air? And that's something that we're experiencing right now. And and one of the things is what I call the distinction between micro awareness and macro management, meaning just like a pilot in a cockpit, they have micro awareness of all those gauges and all the things that are happening, gauges and dials, and there's lights and there's screens and there's things that make noise and indicate things and flash, and then there's the radios. So they have micro awareness of everything going on around them. But macro management, they only need to focus on a few things at a time. And that metaphor is very important to be an effective leader in challenging times and good, is that we need to really, really have awareness of a lot and making sure our teams also have that awareness so that they can do their job and know what they should and shouldn't focus on, so that the flashing lights are actually flashing lights that matter. But people get confused on this. People get caught up in, well, what about micromanaging? We're not supposed to micromanage. And what do we do? And people find that they'll let go and let people run with stuff where they don't have micro awareness of what's going on. And then those people fail. Or they get right in there, have micro awareness, and they micromanage, and then the person feels constricted and doesn't like it. So how do you find that balance? So I think the distinction is that, there's this other one of trust and verify, which is another way of looking at it. But I like the micro awareness, because that's why we have progress, reports and weekly updates on how we're doing on our key numbers in our business, our key KPIs, and how we're progressing on our goals and what our customers are saying, like having really good information flow like the pilot. And then you can make a couple of big decisions or watch what your people are doing to make sure they're in tune with that and on track with that and what they're doing. But you can't have macro awareness in a lot of cases for businesses, especially if you're in an execution role. If you're a president or an executive or a leader of a team, you need that micro awareness. If you're the CEO, you can get away with macro, but that's a different job, like a full CEO who has a president or COO in place. So the thought I leave you with today is just think about your team. Micro awareness is having a good pulse on what's happening, and then macro management, focusing on managing by objective and dealing with exceptions or where they need help. And the best way that I think I found this with the best leaders is that if micro awareness means if you're, we're talking about your part of the business and I ask you a question about a key customer or a key process or a key win or a key loss or a mistake, you will know because you have micro awareness. You might not be involved in it. You might not be making the decisions, but you're plugged into what your team is doing. One CEO I work with, I loved it. He would be asking questions to see if they had micro awareness. And I remember clearly, they would be installing new servers. This is going back about 10 years and investing heavy in that infrastructure in their IT team. He would ask questions of what kind of cabling are you using? And I remember it because I asked him, why are you asking about cabling? He goes, it's not about the cables. It's about whether or not they're aware of the cabling and what the cabling should be, because the cabling is the backbone of the system. And if we're using out of date or older, cables, that could be a slower system when we should be using the most current ones that are relevant for today. And he goes, if they don't know, that means they don't have micro awareness. So I'll leave you with that today. Micro awareness, just to make sure you have a pulse and know that your people know what's going on in their business. And then macro management, lead by objective. Lead people based on their goals, based on their KPIs and the challenges, the help they need. Have a wonderful day. Hope that's helpful.